This is the plaintiff, Herbert Brown. He says he hired the defendant to refinish all the chrome parts of a 77 Cadillac. And when he went to pick the stuff up, a piece was missing. Besides that, the chrome was simply polished. It wasn't dipped and re-chromed like he wanted. The defendant's made no effort to make this right. He's tired of pussyfooting around and is suing for $4,100, the amount he's due. This is the defendant, Dale Balgobin. He says the plaintiff took a long look at his re-chrome pieces, paid him, then left. He never came back or called with a complaint. And this whole lawsuit's really weird because parts are like $20, not $5,000. He's accused of Chuddy Chroming.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant hired him to redo the chrome on a 77 Caddy, and he did an awful job. But the defendant says the plaintiff didn't bellyache at all. And we're talking a $20 fix. It's the case of it is your grandfather's Caddy.
Douglas, Herbert Brown.
Yes.
You are suing Wilco Finishing Corporation, represented here by Dale Balgobin.
Yes.
Okay. For $4,100 that you say they owe you because they lost a part and have delayed the repair of your car, costing you thousands in storage for the car. All right, what's going on, Mr. Brown?
I went to the defendants to have some parts plated.
Okay.
Chrome
And what
plate.
is to have some parts plated means what? You dip the part in chrome?
Yes, electroplating.
Okay. And what kind of car is it that you are restoring?
It's a 1970 Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Okay. So you go over there and you bring him what?
I took the bumpers and all the chrome that was on my car.
So a bunch of little things as well?
Yes, I winded up with 32. That's what he did.
32. Okay. Can I see the paperwork that shows that you brought him 32 pieces?
He just put on the paperwork that it was a lot of parts.
A lot of parts? That's what you wrote on the paperwork? A lot? Woo! A lot. Really? Because everyone's too lazy to count? You gotta be kidding me. Seriously? This is how this went down? Lot of parts, chrome plated, $800. Okay, why wouldn't both of you count the parts that were being, and then actually write down X number of parts?
Johanna, when he came over with the parts, I made a sketch of each and every part.
Okay, can I see the sketch?
I didn't keep it. After he paid me, I threw it out.
And why wouldn't you have an interest in making sure that, you know how many parts you gave him?
I don't know.
Okay, so now, thank you, that's the honest answer. All right, so he leaves the parts with you. What do you do with them?
When he brought the part, I made a sketch of every piece. I put a price, and I give him the price. He agrees to the price. I take the parts, and I chrome plated them. I called Mr. Brown. Your job is ready. He came. He looked at every piece of the job. He was very happy, very satisfied.
He inspected each one?
Of course he did. I told him, this is the list. I check off every part, like I do for every customer. I make a sketch, and I just check it out, and it was perfect. These are some of the guys I did work for. When the job was finished, I called him. I told him, this is the list, and you have all your parts is there. He says, I don't have the money. I will come back to pick up my parts later. 3 weeks later, he came back. He paid me. My guys wrap it up, give it to him. He went away. A couple of days later, he called me. He said, he's missing a piece. So I told him, come to my list. I have no missing piece. He said he has a piece where he's missing. He can show me an example. He has an exact piece.
Okay.
So he brought it over. I look at it. I went from my shop. I look around. I had nothing like that.
Okay.
I have the piece if you want.
Okay, yeah, let me see it.
I showed the piece to my polisher, who does it. It has to be polished before it's chrome plated.
It has to be polished before it's chrome plated. So you both polish and, okay, go ahead.
It has to be stripped, polished, then chrome plated.
Okay.
I show it to the guy who does the polishing. He says he doesn't have anything like that. Mm-hmm. So I told him, the guy that is taking a car apart, check with him. Maybe he has it over there. Mm-hmm. He has to take it to somebody to take it apart.
Okay, when did you notice that the piece was missing?
As soon as I got it. When I went to his shop.
But why don't you notice it at his shop?
Because everything was wrapped up. It was in a box. There was a few parts I looked at that was that I looked at.
What did you do, unwrap them?
He puts them in a sleeve. Like I pulled out a few parts. I didn't look at every piece. It was 32 pieces in detail, and they're long
And according
pieces.
to you, he looked at every piece.
The first time he came. Always my customer, I make sure they look at the piece before they left my shop.
Then
If
he
they
comes
haven't-
back, got it. Then he comes back sometime later with the money, and then you leave. And then who tells you, hey, there's a piece missing?
When I went back to the shop where my car's at to be repaired.
That's when you start checking whether you have
Yes,
everything?
because when I got there, he closes at 3 o'clock. So I had called him prior and I rushed over there. So he was in the process of closing. As soon as I get there, I called him back. He was gone, 3 o'clock. So that was a Friday. Monday morning when I got off work, as soon as I got off work, I was at his shop.
According to you, you hear from him 3 days later, hey, I'm missing a part.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And your shop, is there a message machine?
Only on the phone, Your Honor.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
If I call your shop and it's closed, can I leave a message?
Sure, Your Honor.
Okay. Did he leave a message saying a part's missing?
I don't
You don't know.
remember. It's been a while now.
All right. When you call and say a piece is missing on Monday, according to you, you do not complain about the chrome job, correct?
No, but
You did not say anything about the chrome job. And why didn't you say anything about the chrome job at that time? Because you are now suing for the chrome
because
job.
I was so upset. I didn't want to get into it. If you look, I brung other parts, and you tell me if this was chrome, what I paid for. When you chrome, you dip it in chrome. Look at this. You don't even want to touch it with your hand. This is not chromed. None of this was dipped. See, there's plastic and stuff from when I took clips when I took it off. This was not chrome. This was cleaned. So I would not pay for that. I'm paying way too much money for my car. I could have cleaned this myself. He said chrome plate on the receipt. He did not chrome it.
Okay. What's your response to that?
So would it be cool or a hassle to own a classic car?
Kind of both. If you're into the project, then you definitely are into it, and then you keep up the car. But you don't know what you're in for.
You know, it's like a boat. You know what they say about a boat, right? The two happiest days of a boat owner's life, the day they buy it, the day they sell it. Going inside the courtroom.
Your Honor, that's stainless steel. It cannot be chrome plated. He knows
What is
that, and it
stainless
has
steel?
to be polished. I mentioned to him, stainless cannot be chrome plated. The aluminum, the steel is chrome plated. And he says, okay, fine.
So you dipped some and didn't dip others, depending on whether they were
Or-
stainless steel or aluminum?
Yes, Your Honor.
And
And
why?
he's aware of that.
Okay. Were you aware of that?
No, I wasn't. The only
Okay.
thing that he sent back was the grill. He said he couldn't plate that. The rest of this stuff, he said he could plate it.
Now, there's 32 parts in all that you accepted?
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
how many of those got dipped and how many didn't?
I got like 16 pieces here that wasn't dipped.
Come on, bring them out a second. Is that everything?
No, that's all. There's a lot bigger pieces, and I couldn't bring them.
Okay.
There was a lot more that's not dipped.
All right. I'd like you to come over here, please, and take a look at that.
This is aluminum too. It's chrome plated.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
We don't do the back.
You don't do the back. So
No,
you don't
that goes
actually
into-
physically dip it in a big vat. That's not how you do it?
Yeah, we dip it in the back.
Well, then how do you not do the back? You can't help but do the back.
No, because the back is not polished. Only
Oh,
the
you don't polish the back,
no.
so, okay.
Only visible parts are polished, unplated.
But this is how it would look even if you dipped the back?
Yes.
This is how it would look even if you dipped the back. There's little pieces of rust that I presume are what's bothering him.
If you chrome plate he would have dipped that. Both sides would have been the same as this
And
side.
he's saying no,
No,
because
it wouldn't
in
be.
order to get the shine, you polish
You
it,
have
and
to
he
never-
doesn't bother.
It has to look like a chrome before it's plated.
This was not touched. All it was done was polished. Those are the clips that I took it off from my car. On his receipt, he said chrome plate.
Is there any piece here that is stainless steel?
These are all aluminum.
There's nothing here stainless steel?
No.
So what you're saying is all of these have been chrome
Chrome-plated.
Chrome plated.
If it wasn't chrome plated, it would be rusting by now.
You did the job when?
2 months ago, a month ago, I can't remember how long ago.
Okay.
Yes.
Why are you suing for $4,100? How are you proving that amount?
My car is not put back together, and the guy that's doing my work, He's charging me storage fee because he don't have the facility to park my car, and I can't take my car. There's no windshield.
But I don't understand.
I can't put my car back together without the parts.
Mr. Brown, based on what you have placed in front of me, I don't think that you've proven your case that a part was missing. Now, do you have a testimony from any expert on chroming to say that that job is not done? Do you have anything from anybody, even the guy who's fixing your car?
I don't have any expert, but I'm an expert on my money. If you take
I'm an expert on my money?
On my money. I would never pay anybody.
But you did.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No,
you stood there, you inspected the parts, and you did.
He said, you never heard me say I inspected anything.
Well, then if you didn't, that's too bad for you.
Listen.
You want me to believe that this job is subpar and is not worth the $800, and you got to give me something. It happens every day. Litigants in your shoes will prove their case by showing me something from a different chromer saying this is wrong and this is why this is wrong and this is how you. I don't see the proof, and I rule against you. I rule in favor of the defendant.
Thank you.
Well, Judge Miliana has ruled against the plaintiff here who comes out of the courtroom. I'm sure you're disappointed. What's your reaction to here?
The judge is not an expert on chrome plating.
No, she's an expert on the law, and you didn't have proof of your case. That's what it's about.
Proof is I wouldn't give you $800.
That's not
to
proof.
Do something that I know that I paid for.
Well, why didn't you bring in another chrome expert to testify or some such thing? She explained how you could have won the case. You know. All right. Well, all right.
Time.
Good luck. All right, come on in here. You stand by this work?
I guarantee my plating for life.
Yeah. Well,
He pick it up, he look at it, he inspect every piece. He went through with a microscope before he
what do you
took it
think
up.
happened? Why is he in a court suing you then?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. Why
I
are you
didn't
being
even know who was suing me until I get here. Unbelievable.
Okay, Harvey.
Okay, a lot of times you can go into court, and a lot of these cases are common sense. But sometimes when you go in, whatever the issue is outside your area of expertise. When that happens, that should be the signal, ding, 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 that you need an expert witness. In those cases, when you're not capable of really providing the answers, an expert is essential.